Okay, so have you ever gotten a hole in your favorite shirt and just thought, ugh, time for the trash?
Yeah, I've been there.
Right. It's such a bummer, and it happens more often than I'd like to admit. It makes you think about that whole fast fashion thing.
Definitely. The way we consume clothes these days just isn't sustainable.
Not at all. But I was reading about this really cool festival in Vienna called Re.Pair. They're all about giving old clothes and furniture a new lease on life.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's about promoting sustainability in fashion, right?
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just tossing stuff out, they show you how to repair and reuse it.
I think that's fantastic. It's so important to challenge that throwaway culture we've developed.
Totally. And they have all these workshops on different mending techniques. One they mentioned specifically is called sashiko.
Sashiko, that rings a bell. Isn't that a Japanese technique?
Yeah, it is. It's not just about patching a hole. It's about making the repair beautiful, almost like a design feature.
So you're turning those imperfections into something unique.
Exactly. They were saying it reflects this Japanese philosophy called wabi-sabi. It's about finding beauty in things that are imperfect.
I love that. It really changes your whole perspective on what makes something valuable.
Right. It's not just about being brand new. And get this, they don't stop at clothes at this festival.
Really? What else do they do?
They also tackle furniture, which, let's be real, is another area where people are quick to buy new instead of repairing.
Oh, for sure. It's easier to just order a new bookshelf online than to try and fix a wobbly leg.
Exactly.
Well,
But at this festival, they actually have an exhibition of furniture from different time periods, like antique pieces, all the way to modern designs. And they focus on how these pieces were made to last.
interesting. It makes you think about how differently things were made in the past.
Right, like our grandparents' furniture seems to last forever. What are we doing wrong these days?
Well, I think there's something to be said for valuing craftsmanship and for recognizing that it's okay to hold on to things for a long time.
Yeah, instead of just replacing them as soon as something newer comes along.
Exactly.
Huh.
And that's a really powerful message that this festival is putting out there. It's a challenge to our consumer culture.
Absolutely. And you know what else is cool? They have a fashion show at this festival, but it's not your typical runway show. They feature clothes that have been repaired in creative and stylish ways.
Wow, so it's like wearable art. Proof that sustainable fashion can be fashionable.
Exactly. So it's not just about being eco-friendly, it's about expressing your own style and creativity. This whole festival just sounds so inspiring.
It really does make you think about the choices we make every day.
It totally does. How can we bring a bit of that Ronapar mindset into our own lives, even if we can't make it to Vienna?
Well, a good place to start is by looking for resources in your own community. Repair cafes are becoming more and more popular, and they offer a great way to learn some basic mending skills.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of those. It's like a community workshop where people bring in clothes, electronics, anything that needs fixing.
Exactly. It's a great way to learn from others and reduce waste at the same time. You can also usually find workshops on things like visible mending.
That's a good idea. I'm going to have to look into that. This whole deep dive has really got me thinking. It's amazing how something as simple as repairing a piece of clothing can be a statement, a creative outlet, and a way to help the planet.
It really can. Small actions can make a big difference.
Totally agree. And who knows, maybe we'll inspire some of our listeners to give their old clothes a second chance.
I hope so.
So, to our listeners, we have a question for you. Have you ever tried repairing your clothes or furniture instead of tossing them? We'd love to hear your stories.